Hey, well, welcome everybody. Nice to see you on this beautiful day. Thanks for joining us. My name is Lydia Kopika, and I'm with the Juice Plus Tower Garden Company. And today we're really just going to share an easy way to grow your own organic food. And I know these may look amazing, but really it is so simple. And just going to ask that everybody mute themselves, and we're just going to have a little slide presentation. It's not going to be long, and then we're going to see some of these amazing gardens that people are growing and why and how they're doing it. So I'm just going to share my screen here, and I am recording this. And can you guys see this? Okay, great. Okay, the Tower Garden by Juice Plus. So what is a tower garden? It's a vertical aeroponic growing system. There's no dirt, and it grows in a small space, and we grow vertically. And why would we have a tower garden? Why even grow your own food? Well, a number of reasons right now. Studies have shown that by eating more fruits and vegetables, we could save billions of dollars in healthcare costs. Another benefit is that an aeroponic garden uses so much less water. So for instance, to grow 23 pounds of lettuce in a soil grown garden, it would use 71 gallons of water. In a tower garden, you would only use 3 gallons of water. And a lot of places along the country, water is a commodity. It's very expensive and it's very limiting. And so those are even better reasons to be growing in a tower garden. Some of the benefits. Well, number one, you have clean food. It's more nutrient dense because you're picking it vine ripen. You don't have to worry about food availability, like has been such a problem for the past year or so, year and a half. You have control over your food. It's more colorful, and you wouldn't believe the flavor. Who is a tower garden for? Anyone that's interested in gardening or sustainability. Again, clean food, food security. You can use it as an education tool. And people that are really interested in health and wellness, the Tower Garden's perfect. It's a little video.
Tower Garden's state-of-the-art aeroponic vertical garden system uses both water and air to produce more colorful, better tasting, and incredibly nutritious fruits, vegetables, and herbs. Tower Garden has a 20-gallon reservoir at its base that stores the Tower Tonic nutrient solution. Developed by experts in plant and human nutrition, Tower Tonic Mineral Blend enables superior plant growth and better nutrition from your Tower Garden produce. The process begins once the seedlings have been placed in your tower garden. Here they will be nourished with Tower Tonic nutrient solution. Inside the reservoir is a small, low-wattage submersible pump. The pump pushes the nutrient solution up through the tower to the top. From there, the nutrient solution drips through the central tower using a special device that evenly cascades the solution over the exposed plant roots. On the journey down the tower, the nutrient solution feeds the roots and becomes highly oxygenated as it cascades gently down the reservoir. This process is continuous, providing fresh oxygen, water, and nutrients to the roots of the plants. This patented aeroponic process enables food crops to grow faster than they would in soil, so they can be harvested more often. And it makes Tower Garden the healthier, easier, smarter way to grow your produce.
Okay, great. So now we see a few tower gardens in the news. We see them in airports, in baseball fields, in rooftops, in schools, and restaurants along the country. You might be thinking, well, what can I grow? Well, pretty much anything that grows above ground and that doesn't grow on a tree. Flowers, herbs, vegetables, ornamental and edible flowers. There's quite a variety. Here's just a few gardens. I mean, look how lush they look. And again, it's dirt-free and self-watering. It takes care of itself. There's no digging, no bending, and no weeding. The sustainability of the tower garden. Well, it uses 98% less water than traditional gardening. It recycles 100% of the nutrients in water, uses 90% less land. It has a very small footprint, and there's no need for pesticides or herbicides. And it's just a very environmentally friendly. So we have two options. One is the Tower Garden Flex. This is the little bit larger of the two. It's only 2.5 feet wide. It holds 20 gallons of water, and it grows 20 full-size plants. And by the way, when you order a tower, it comes with everything you need to get it up and started and growing. And then we have the Tower Garden Home, a little bit smaller. It's only 2 feet wide and holds 13 gallons. And this will grow 32 plants, 16 large and 16 small. Now you can use either one indoors. You would have to add lights to them, and they can actually both be used outdoors also. Just a little side-by-side comparison. And some more amazing gardens. And I'm telling you, don't let these beautiful gardens scare you. How about a juicing tower? Can you imagine walking out into your patio, picking your fresh greens, and then throwing it in your blender or your juicer to start your day? I mean, you would not believe the flavor. It's amazing. This was my tower garden last summer as it got started. Gardening is cheaper than therapy, and you get tomatoes. So who's ready? Who's ready to show their gardens? Janie. Janie's, now one of the things I love about this business is that we are all over the country and we can share. So Janie, you're in Chicago, and what do you, oh, let me stop sharing here. Let me stop my share. Okay, there we go.
Awesome. Well, I'm Janie Hawkins, and I am in the Chicagoland area. So hello to everybody out there. I am so excited to show you my smaller little sister of the Tower Garden Flex. So this one is called the Tower Garden Home. I don't know if you can see it pretty well, it looks like, but it only has a 2.5 foot or 2 foot wide base and holds 13 gallons of water, kind of like that video just described. But it has 32 plant cells, folks, 32. So 16 larger ones. And then at the very top, there's 16 for microgreens, which, as you can tell, my chart up there, it's not very micro. Right now, it's kind of, I need to keep up on that. But anyhow, it's nice. You can just take a scissors to harvest it, or like, I don't know if you can see, but you can just also reach in and pull from the back and just harvest off a leaf, just like that. And here's one of my chard leaves. This is a little rainbow chard. Isn't that pretty? I love, like, I don't know, I'm all about like looks and atmosphere. And so it's so cool to have this water feature right in your house and hear this water trickling down. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it's super relaxing. And it's so nice to know that no one has touched this food. In fact, I don't even wash this, honestly, because who's touched it? I mean, it's in my house. I grew it from seed. There's no bugs on it. So I mean, I just don't. So anyhow, so I've got growing here some rainbow chard and some cilantro and green onions, actually. You know how normally you clean those green onions from the store and then you chop off the little root part on the bottom? Well, if you have a tower garden, just take those little roots and toss it in an open cell. And guess what? You'll grow green onions again. So I chop these scallions off and use them in my salads. And so I really am gonna have to pull the onion part pretty soon because they're getting kind of big here, but it's just nice having that handy. And so way too much basil. I don't know why I planted like too many basil plants, but yeah, I like the chards. I like kale, which I'm gonna have to restart. I have a bunch of seedlings, but I'm not gonna show you that because Patty's gonna show you some in a little bit. But so why do I like this one inside versus the Tower Garden Flex? Well, the Flex, as Lydia talked about, has a little bigger base. So I didn't really have a great spot. I know one of the gals on here was talking about like having space to fit it. Well, I can fit a 2-foot wide thing here in my family room pretty easily, and it's right off my kitchen, so it's super convenient. I did buy lights because I wanted this inside. Again, I have the Flex, the bigger one, outside on my patio, but here in Illinois, kind of like you up in Michigan, Lydia, we have such a short growing window. It's like 3, maybe 4 months if you're lucky outside. And so I really like having one indoors. And so I've had this in here since Mother's Day last year, and it's been fantastic to harvest off of it all year long. So again, the Tower Garden Flex has 20 plant cells, but you can actually buy an extension if you want and put it on either one of them if you're interested. But so the bigger unit has 20 plant cells, and this smaller unit comes with 32 plant cells, 16 larger and 16 smaller. This smaller unit, the Tower Garden Home, also comes with this special little float indicator, which is just a nice little convenience to help show how much water is in the base. And it comes with 2 timers, and it comes on wheels, which is kind of a bonus because I've been wheeling this around for different presentations in different rooms. So it comes in handy, and for cleaning, it's nice. And like, it's easy to spin. Like if I want to harvest off the backside, I'll just spin it around. Super simple. And let me turn on the lights so you can see those. Kind of blinding, right? But yeah, they recommend keeping these lights on 14 to 16 hours a day to help with optimal growth for the plants. That's what Tim Blank recommends. And if any of you are interested, he's actually speaking tonight on another Zoom call. So get with whoever invited you and they can get you the information on that. As Lydia mentioned in her presentation, he's the creator of this Tower Garden. And so he's an amazing resource for all kinds of questions. So he'll be on tonight talking about that. But yeah, I love my indoor and my outdoor garden, but like I said, here in Illinois, I just really, really love having one indoors that I can harvest off year round. And that's it.
Okay, great. Thank you, Janie. And next we're going to hear from Claudia, and Claudia is I'm excited to hear about this. Welcome, Claudia. And where are you calling in from, Claudia?
I'm from Houston, Texas. Hi, I'm Claudia. So I got into the Juice Plus business as well. I'm brand new, but I'm also a beekeeper. So I wanted to speak to you all a little bit about that. I got into beekeeping several years ago because I love honey. And I've come to find out appreciate not only the health benefits of honey, but also the importance of bees in our daily lives. So did y'all hear any of that? Was I muted the whole time?
Just the last little bit was muted.
Oh, sorry, I think I pushed the button. Okay, sorry. So the importance of bees. There's been a decline in bees in recent years, and it's steadily going down. So we could do things to help that. And I don't have a tower garden yet, but I'm hoping to get one very, very soon. So how can tower gardens help pollinators? And not just bees. Of course, bees are my favorite because I like to harvest the honey and all of that. But we also have butterflies, birds, bats, and other animals that, visit our gardens. So pollinators are a vital part of our ecosystem. Around 75% of the food that we eat requires pollination. So when I started beekeeping, I found out how that, beekeeping and gardening go hand in hand. So now I'm a gardener as well. So in an outdoor tower garden, we can help by planting pollinator-loving plants like basil. I know you said, Janie, you have basil, but if you let that go to flower, pollinators love that, especially the bees, the butterflies, all of those things. They can feed off of that, and they're helping the plants as well. So we have both the green and the purple. We eat most of the green and we leave the purple for all of the pollinators in our regular garden. Lavender is also great for pollinators, and it has so many medicinal purposes for for us, and also health benefits. It's very calming. We know we have the essential oils and all of that. So I love lavender. And then one is kind of controversial. It's milkweed. It's a weed, but if you want to attract monarch butterflies, if they're in your area, that's a great one to put out there. They feed off of the leaves and all of that. So then you'll get to see the butterflies and just see your garden, your tower garden, even just teeming with life. And that's really what we want, just to kind of help them out. And of course we get to eat and harvest the delicious food. So we know the tower garden is great for growing your own herbs and veggies and, all of those things, but maybe even adding some flowers, because the nectar from the flowers, especially the little ones. And, it's so interesting, the specific flowers, once a bee or a pollinator has pollinated, it changes color. So, and the colors of it just attracts so much life into your garden, into, your space. So yeah, that's my little presentation on beekeeping. I love it. And, the gardening as well. So I definitely look forward to getting a tower garden soon in the near future so that I can go ahead and plant all of these things and make it easier and not have to be bending over and on my knees in the dirt, and getting all dirty. So, yeah.
That was awesome information. And I love what you said about the basil, because I always think, oh, I can't let it go to flowery. I need to clip it. And I'm going to let my basil go to flower now so I can help the bees. And 2 years ago, I think it was in a pot, I had dillweed. It was covered in, I don't know, I call them worms. I don't know what you call them. We had the most amazing butterflies all summer long that I've ever seen. But I'm going to keep this in mind, the little flowers and changing colors. I didn't know that. So thank you so much, Claudia. That was interesting. Okay, now we're going to hear from Farmer Patty. Patty, where are you calling in from here today?
Hi, everybody. I'm Patty Thibodeau, and I'm from Plymouth, Michigan. So another Midwesterner here. But Janie, thank you so much for your presentation, showing us your beautiful tower garden. Claudia, I loved your information. I wish we lived closer. I would love to try some of your honey. So maybe you can mail me some. I can buy some from you. But as you can see, I'm outside in my conventional garden, and I have spent literally tons of hours already this spring getting this garden ready. So first there was weeding, and I had to bring in some compost and topsoil and work that into the existing dirt. I spent last night and this morning planting. I was hauling, all my gardening tools from the garage back here. After every session, I was on my hands and knees for hours at a time, sweaty, dirty, but I love it. I really do love it. But some of you might not be physically able to be on your hands and knees for hours at a time preparing a garden, or some of you may not want to do it. You might be thinking, she's crazy. Well, how can she love doing that? But I really do. But this is where our tower gardens can be a really nice, simple solution and a different option for those of you who want the benefits of your own food. And obviously, they're much more nutritious for you when you grow them yourself and you're picking them and then eating them immediately. That's when they're going to have the most nutrients in them. So a tower garden is a perfect option for those of you who are interested in growing your own food, but having a simple way to do so. So Lydia showed us that awesome video that explained how the tower garden works. And I've got the tower garden flex model, and they're pretty easy to put together. I would say it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to assemble them. It might take a little bit longer the first time you're doing it just because, it's your first time. But I am not the mechanical one around the house, but I put my tower garden together every time and take it apart when it's time to clean it. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. So what we're gonna do is I want to show you how simple it is to start your seeds and how to plant in your tower garden. So Lydia also mentioned that whenever, or Janie mentioned it too, but whenever you order a tower garden, you get all the materials you need to start growing. So because of soil, we actually use this material called rock wool, and it's you can see it's kind of sectioned off into squares. So if you want to start 12 plants, you cut off 12 squares, and you place your seeds in there after you soak it, and then you put your seed in, And then you're going to cover it with this material called vermiculite. And that just kind of holds the seed in place and also helps maintain moisture for the seed so it can germinate. So after a couple of weeks, you're going to have, I started this from seed. And so you're going to see, you're going to have a nice little seedling that's ready to be planted into the tower garden. Your tower garden supplies come with these fun little nets or pots that go into the openings on the tower garden. So you just snap it in place and then you place your seedling in it. So let me show you how quick and easy that is. Done. Anybody can do that. Easy peasy, right? So, and like the video said too, once your tank is watered and the nutrients are added, it takes care of itself. So, you know, that's how easy it is. So Lydia, did we have any questions on the comments yet? Or are you ready for me to go ahead and close it out?
Yeah, I don't see any chats, anything in the chat. Does anybody have any questions? And by the way, what does that say on your, I'm noticing you're wearing some sort of apron?
This is a gardening apron that my son and his girlfriend got me for Christmas last year. So what it says is, I love gardening from my head to my toes. Tomatoes.
Awesome.
Cute little play on words there. Isn't that cute?
Yeah, that's great.
So,
Okay.
well, I would love to thank everybody for joining us today and taking time out of your busy schedules to join us. So I hope that we've inspired you to maybe plant something green this summer, whether it's in the dirt or in a tower garden of your own. At the very least, I hope that we've planted the seeds of curiosity that can help lead you to some healthier habits for your families. So we would love to invite you to join our community. We have lots of resources available for you to learn more about healthy living, and these resources are free. So just ask the person who invited you to the call how to get you connected with those resources. So maybe you're ready to get a tower garden of your own. So again, connect with the person that invited you to the call and they will help you get one started. We also didn't talk about our other products, but Juice Plus has fruit, vegetable, and berry blended capsules, as well as gummies. We also have a Healthy Starts for Family program that enables an adult to order and then provide free fruits and vegetables for a child for up to 4 years. So ask about that. That's the best 2-for-1 deal I know about. We also have a plant-based protein powder that can be a meal replacement, a pre or post-workout snack, and it's very tasty. 15 different plants in our protein shakes. So, you know, if you would like to join us as a partner, you can actually receive a 10% rebate on your own personal orders or family orders. And that includes on the tower garden as well. Maybe you're ready to dive in and you want to join our mission to inspire healthy living and be a wellness warrior with us. We would love to have you join us. There's lots of work to do in our country. There's a lot of disease, and our mission is to help change the tide. So thank you again for joining us. And Lydia, I'll check back in with you to see if there's any questions yet.
No, I think we're all good. All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much, everybody. And we recorded this. So if anybody wants the recording, just reach out to the person that invited you, or if you have any questions. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you, everyone.